Welcome back to Couch Collectibles. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. As always, today we're looking at some rare dollar bills that sold for some really good money in 2021. So if you guys are new, feel free to check out all the other coin and currency videos here on the channel. As always, let's just hop into this one. All right, starting off first here with the 1969 Federal Reserve note. Now this dollar bill here, you can see the seals and the serial numbers are misaligned. So pretty obvious type of mint error. You don't need to like search very closely for something like this. This is a very obvious type of error. So when you're going to the bank, you guys can get stacks of $1 bills and search for things like this. You'll see the number here on the left side of the bill as well from the serial number. And then here on the back, it looks very normal. This dollar bill sold for $900. Now keep in mind the grade or the condition also affects the value as well. So the better the condition, of course, typically the more the bill will sell for. Now here's a 1974 $1 bill. Now this has a low serial number. So if you have a bunch of zeros, that means it's going to be a low number. So those are going to be a lot more desirable by collectors. If it's not in the best condition, it's going to sell for a lot less. But this one's in decent shape and it sold for around $135. Had it been a higher grade, it could have sold for even more money. Had the numbers not been worn down there on the right side of the bill. Now here is a 1974 $1 bill. Now we see the seals and serial numbers are upside down and on the wrong side. So this is an inverted overprint error taking place here on this $1 bill. It's not in the best condition at all. It's kind of got a low grade here, but the bill still sold for over $395. Now here's a very cool dollar bill. This is a 1974 Federal Reserve note that has a printed fold error. So when the bill was being produced, the corner here got folded and then the seal and the serial number was printed on top of that fold. So you can actually see that taking place there here in the image displayed. This $1 bill sold for $150. And again, this is a lower grade example at a 25, so it's not, in the high 60s. Had it been in a much higher grade, it could have sold for a lot more money. Now here's a 1977 Federal Reserve note. We see that the seals and the serial numbers are completely missing. So it's an insufficient inking error taking place on this dollar bill. And this bill sold for over $225. Moving right along to an offset printing error taking place here on this 1977 $1 bill. Now we'll see that here on the left side of this dollar bill. So always be on the lookout for things like this. This one isn't super valuable, but it's still sold for around $50. Can't beat that for a $1 bill. Now here is a 1977 Federal Reserve note. Now we looked at a bill that was missing the seals and serial numbers, which we see here on the front of this bill. However, if we go to the reverse, the back of the bill, we'll see that the seals and serial numbers are printed here. So that is where the overprint is taking place on the back of the bill. And this bill sold for over $430. Next up is an ink smear error. So we look at the front of the bill here, it looks very normal from 1981, and we're going to get more modern as we go here. We'll actually get into the 2000s, but this is a 1981. You'll see that this ink smear is very, very large. It's on the whole back of the bill. Some ink smears can be very small. Now this bill ended up selling for $630. So that is a nice chunk of change for a $1 bill. Here is a 1985 Federal Reserve note that has an insufficient inking error. Looks very normal here, on the front of the bill. But we'll see that here on the left side of the back of the bill, that inking error. So this bill ended up selling for around $120. Now here's another offset printing error, a little bit different because it's on the whole face of the bill here. It is a 1985 $1 bill, and this Federal Reserve note sold for a little over $100. Again, not in the best condition, but still it's $100 for a $1 bill. Can't beat that. Here is a 1995 $1 bill, and we'll see on the right side of the bill it has the seal and serial number, but here on the left we are missing the black seal. And as we turn over here to the back of the bill, you'll actually see part of the seal and the serial number, which is very awesome. A printed fold error taking place here on this 1995 Federal Reserve note. This dollar bill sold for over $285. Next up is a $2 bill. Had to switch it up and throw a $2 bill in here. Now we also are going to look at a $50 bill as well. This is from 2003. We'll see here on the right side of the bill that it has an obstructed face printing error. So, you know, always be on the lookout for stuff like this. You know, it is in very good condition as well. I actually went to the bank one time and got $400 in $2 bills, and they were all like very, very nice condition, but didn't really find anything worth keeping, unfortunately. But for this one, this $2 bill sold for over $310. Here is that $50 bill from 2009. Now this has a pretty cool cutting error taking place on it. You know, of course this is 50 bucks. So it's not like it's $1 selling for thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. It's a $50 bill that only sold for around $190. So you're making $140 off of it, you know, but you got to take into consideration you have to have the bill graded and things like that. So, you know, maybe $75 profit or $100 profit when it all comes down to it, depending on the charge for getting the bill graded. Now here is a $1 bill. Now this is an error that we haven't talked about before on this 2009 $1 bill. So it's going to be new for us. So when you're looking for star notes, you know, there's a lot of common star notes out there, but you want to look for certain ones. Ones with certain serial numbers, things like that. So we'll see the star here on the left side of the bill. It's open in the middle, which is the way it's supposed to be on these bills. However, on the right side of the bill, it's filled in. So we have that solid star there, which will give it some value. So always pay attention to your star notes. You know, if one's solid and one's not, I would recommend, you know, getting it graded, especially if it's in good condition like this. But this bill did sell for over $310 as well. Now here is a no dated dollar bill because we're missing the date. Here on the back it looks very normal, but here on the front you see that we're missing the whole face printing. So we have the seal and the serial numbers, but we're missing that face printing, and that's why this dollar bill sold for over $500. Now this one here is pretty cool. It's a 1995 $1 bill that has a multiple impression error. So we see here on the left side the ink looks normal, but we see here on the right side we see that multiple impression. It almost looks like it's got like a 3D look to it. It's not in the best condition, but definitely not in the worst by any means. And this dollar bill sold for a little over $300. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.